What up, guys? Man, I have to apologize, partners, but man, I was just doing a video on changing this motor mount, showing you a quick way for those that don't know. And I don't know what happened, man. Thought I was recording and didn't. I think it was probably 30 minutes of nothing on my device, man. But anyway, I'm just gonna start from here and just tell you guys, because I don't want to just take it all back apart again. But you can take the center, off to get to that. Because previously, and I didn't know that, I guess I'm slow or something, but previously, man, I used to take off all those and remove the whole thing. I think that's probably 11 or something like that, 11 screws, take the whole thing, whole rear end off, you know. But you don't have to do that, man. Loosen your 2 screws on your center support, man, and you can get this off, and that's gonna give you access to all that. One other thing that I thought was pretty important that I'll share again, if you're going with the fabrication of putting a metal spur on here, these are Mod 1 gears. If you're gonna go that route, man, I'll let you know a couple things that I ran into. For one, make sure you get your grub screw and get your gear in there before you run these screws in, because it kind of crosses with this. Another problem you might run into, man, if you're going with your pinion gear going in this way, because you can put it on backwards, but you got to be so close to this thing. Either way you put it in, you got to be so close to your motor mount. But what you probably gonna need to do, man, if you're going in this way, for one, make sure that grub screw, when you tighten down on your shaft, make sure it's nothing showing. Make sure it's nothing showing sticking up. And if it is, take that grub screw out, get you a Dremel, take that grub screw out and just shave a little bit off top of it, shorten it, kind of make it short. You only need to go a little bit. You know, some grub screws are longer than others, but your average grub screw, it might stick up just a little bit. Shave it down, because when you get in there on that bar and tighten it down, you want it to be flush, at least flush, if not a little bit lower than this whole round part. Another thing you might have to do, guys, when you put this aftermarket gear on, take your Dremel and grind that down some, because that way it's gonna allow you to especially if you're putting it in this way, which is the proper way. Now you can put it on backwards, like I say, it still works just fine, as long as you got enough shaft sticking out. And if you're going with this aftermarket motors, most other motors, shaft pretty long, but you might have one and it might not. You might not have enough shaft. So if you're putting it in this way, you might have to take and grind that down a couple of millimeters. That way, when you put your driver in, it's gonna allow you to go down a little bit more. Therefore, allowing you to go down a little bit more, it's gonna allow that gear to go closer to this. Because the way it is, you can only bring that gear down as far as that right there is gonna allow you to go. Because your driver gonna hit up against it. And if you hit up against it, man, it's gonna be out. Way away from your spur gear. I don't know if I can get it on here. Well, I got it loose. Should go on. But that's far as I could go down with that. That's it. I don't want my gear like that, man. I want my whole gear on my spur. So, but this right here, that's stopping you. You can't tighten it down anymore, man. So that's far as you can get that gear on there. Like I say, take your Dremel, and you'll have to take it off. You'll have to take your motor back off that plate. Take your Dremel and just grind across it, grind that down, and that'll allow your driver to go down a little more therefore allowing that gear to go on down and be flush. Cause the way I have mine, I have it flush. Cause 9 times out of 10, if you got an aftermarket spur or whatever, it's gonna fit about like that. It's gonna be real close to that plate. Now, another thing you can do, which I didn't want to do that on this one, you can grind a little bit off the back of that spur gear. You can grind a little bit off, but you're gonna be real close to that grub screw, and I've done that on one. But I'd rather grind that little aluminum plate down. And once you do that, you're gonna kind of like cross section with that screw right there. You got your long one, it'll go all the way across that little gap, or at least partially. So you want to always tighten your pinion on first before you run that screw, because if not, you might hit that screw, and that screw right there might not allow you to get down into that grub. Just thought that might help somebody, because I've experienced that stuff. Another thing, man, let's see, it was something else I was wanting to share with you guys. I forgot what it was, but yeah, this is my 787 setup, man. That is the Lalo motor. I think I shared that. That's 3570, which is 3660 in size. I hadn't been able to stretch it out yet, but I have put it on 6 and did a couple of preliminary runs. Nothing, quarter trigger maybe. And but I think it's gonna be pretty great, man. Yeah, jury's still out on that, so we'll see. And another thing, you can get that cover back on. I have to find mine, because I have one that's cut. Yeah, that cover will go back on, and with this particular motor, you need to I just took and drilled me a spot out so that shaft come on through. This cover will go back on. You're just gonna have to do some trimming. You're gonna have to do some trimming, because this thing is shaped different from this one. So you're just gonna have to do a little trimming, mainly most of it up here, but it will fit on. And I like it on, man, in a way, and I like it off. I like it off because I can see my gears, especially when I'm going with a plastic spur. I want to keep my eye on that plastic spur, I just like to see my gears, but I don't mind having it on, especially when I'm dealing with metal, because it get kind of loud. When you got a nylon or a plastic spur in your metal gear, that's fine. But when you go metal both ways, that'll get pretty loud, man. That's not a real big issue, you know what I'm saying? But putting that cover back on, it helps that. Because I did have it on until I just switched that motor mount. That's another little thing I added, so I won't have to keep using tape and stuff, man. Which I think is just fine. Work out just fine. I tested it. I added these on the side. It's like some little angle little metal pieces. Well, actually, that is a brass, I believe it is. But it holds my body. Keep me from having to keep putting tape on it and stuff, man. But it holds my body down, and it's snug. It's snug with it on there. Body a little dirty, man. Coming off that dusty road. Need some rain, get some of that dust off, but it'll keep it snug down on there. So I got them set, trying to get them flush with that outside of that chassis. And once you put them in, it presses it down just a little bit, put a little tension on it, so they're not going nowhere. Yeah, and but it works out just great. Works out pretty great. That spoiler in the back, guys, you doing speed runs, man, trust me that you don't want that spoiler cocked all the way up, man. You don't want it cocked all the way because you're putting a little too much downforce on the back. And especially if you don't have your shock set up. I have my shock set up now. So I'm good because that downforce going to come to your rear before it comes to the front. And if you got that spoiler up like that, you're going to be getting extra downforce. And that's going to make your car go down in the back. And if it's going down in the back, believe me, it's raising up in the front. You know, so that ain't what you want. Because once you get up in the 80 and 90 area, it's going to come up in the air. It's going to come up in the air on you, man. Now, I got some stoppers on my shocks. I use a little rubber. This ain't nothing but a little rubber hose, man. I think it's like a fuse hose actually, and I got these in my shocks, so they bottom out. But when they bottom out, it's still, my car won't go below level. It's actually, when they bottom out, I'm still staggered a little bit. It's still a little higher in the rear, so my rear won't never get lowered in the front. Because when that happens, man, believe me, your car it's gonna flip over. Yeah, if you're dealing with some speeds. So, but there's just a couple things I wanted to share, man. I put a little bit of weight on it. I'm gonna show these wheels again. I had somebody ask me about these wheels again. These is it, partner, right here. These are your numbers. Yeah. These right here are these. These are the ones you're gonna have to have a spacer when you put them on. If not, you're gonna hit that turnbuckle right there. You gotta have a spacer, 7 millimeters to get you where you need to be at. But I showed it before on a video. Traxxas make one. I think it's like 8 millimeters, and that's what I have on this one, I think. But the wheels, go to the wheels, Team Corrales. That's them. These the wheels that's on this one. They like a millimeter, 2 millimeters maybe, smaller than the other wheels that I normally use. The BSRs. That's on one of my other AKs. These right here are a little bit smaller. And the BSRs, you don't have to use no spacers on the BSRs. They fit they fit perfect. Yeah, but on these, and I showed that before too, guys. These are the Traxxas hexes. Yeah, very inexpensive, and they will get you. They will put your car the way mine is. Yeah, they will put them right there, out just a little bit. I think I switched them back over when I got some more metal. They are plastic though, which is fine. Stock ones are plastic also. They do just fine. Yeah, but anyway, that's my setup, man. Hopefully I better get some runs done. I mean, at the latest this weekend. Yeah, had to go out of town this past weekend, so I couldn't get nothing in. But again, I say, I got that's a 35 spur I got on here. Don't ask me where it come from, because that's one that I had for a while for another project, guys, and I really don't know. I don't even know what brand that is. But I'm thinking it might be a Robinson. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just been had it for a while, so can't tell you. Sorry about that. Guess that's it, guys. I was able to. I got that double lock stuff in here. So this is CNHL. It's a 6L battery, and it will fit. And having that cover off, it give you a little more space, but I got it working. It's working just fine with the cover on also. But and staying away from my steering gear. But yeah, it will work. And this stuff right here, man, I think they call it mushroom double-sided, double lock some, but don't put too much like I made a mistake and did. I had to take some out. Man, this shit, you almost need a chisel to get your battery back off, especially if you push it down on there like it's supposed to be. So I had to take some out because it was locked too much, man. I never got this battery back up off of there. That's good. That's good, but it's bad too because I want to be able to remove it, you know, without that much effort. And then, cause this and with also your straps, man, that's plenty. Cause this right here that's gonna make it stay still. It's not gonna move nowhere. This right here is gonna lock it on in place. So, you know, if you have an accident, at least it won't sling your battery and damage it, man. You know, or allow it to be a projectile. It's gonna lock it in place. So these two together, and you don't need a whole lot of this. You do not need to do what I did, man. I ain't have to put all that on. I didn't know. It was my first time using it on an actual battery. I've used this. I've been using it, you know, on other stuff, but actual battery, no. That's plenty. Even that's more than enough to lock it in place to keep it from sliding. You know, like I say, with your strap, you just holding it down there. But you can run that. It'll be fine even without the strap. That strap is just extra protection if you have an accident, man. Yep. Might be able to save your battery being slung out, man. That's just something extra. I'm gonna figure out something else on my ESCs too, man. Cause you can have an accident and sling them out, you know. It's like them drag cars, they have them blowers on them and stuff, man. They have them strapped down. Cause that shit's expensive. Plus, you know, keep from, cause them things, they do explode and go in the crowd and all that stuff. Safety precautions. So, you know, I think I'm gonna put some zip ties around this some kind of way for a little bit extra. I got the 3M, and you know, don't get much stronger than 3M. You know, I know it's a lot of other stuff out now, but 3M, if you got that, it's, you know, you good. But I think I might drill a hole and put a zip tie around it also, cause you have a you know, bad enough accident, man. Most of the time your ESC and your batteries are two main things that's being ejected from your car, man. So a little extra precaution, you know, something around that, it'll help. And that's how your ESC get damaged, because most of the time in a crash, your ESC don't get damaged. How it get damaged is when it gets snatched up out of there or either hit the road, man. If you can keep it in there, especially in a closed body car, you know, it's a good chance, man, your ESC gonna still be good. Not gonna get damaged. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it, man. I guess. Let me see. Somebody asked me about something else, man. Can't remember what it is. Just hit me up, man. A message, I guess, guy. I think somebody told me about putting something in the link, man. Gotta bear with me, guys, man. I'm just not doing, you know, getting into the YouTube thing, man. I don't know all the ins and outs and the description and stuff like that. I tried to figure it out yesterday or today, and I think I might have been able to actually do it right. I'm not sure, but I will. Just give me time, man. I will be able to do that stuff. Bear with me. I'm new, man. But anyway, guys, I guess that's it, man. Peace out. You guys have a great, blessed day, man. Appreciate y'all watching, man, and peace.